Hello, YouTubers. This is Shari with another live video of just my opinion. Been sitting here watching television with the cat, blowing him out because apparently for the last 2 days I've had this horrible, almost like elementary school, like scent memory gas. It's really horrible. And just blowing off some steam, as it were, and thinking about things that I've seen on the vomitorium or on actual trying to be news. And it's funny how topics in the news will come back around. They'll come back around, and you won't really realize how the more things change, the more they stay the same, except by what's in the news cycle. And I was reading this funny article. Well, I guess it wasn't funny for the people that it happened to, but I found it hilarious that a gentleman, a public official who is calling for defunding police departments, shrinking their budget, had his car stolen by 4 juveniles. Oh, it's only funny if it doesn't happen to you. And my first thought was, did he call a social worker? Because obviously, since we can't be parents anymore, we can't turn our kids over our knee anymore. We are no longer, as parents, the consequence that children fear anymore. Who is going to be that consequence? Because the whole spare the rod, spoil the child goes back to, I guess it's all relative. What is actual corporal punishment and what is actual abuse? What punishment that could be for one child could be abuse for another in the same family, in the same household. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, hit the subscribe button, smash the like button, and share with everyone you know. Back to parenting, or at least parents not being able to be parents anymore. For anyone who just joined me, I started out by talking about the politician who wants to defund the police, but had his car stolen by 4 juveniles. So that's my lead-in to parenting and how parents are responsible for keeping children alive after they're born, responsible for sending them to indoctrination centers, or as we used to call them when I was a kid, elementary school. The parents are responsible for many things. We as parents, we have these milestones of things that we have to get done. We have to get them in for their checkup. And with my kids, it was making sure they got their vaccinations. They got their little pokey. They got the MMR, the Tdap. Nowadays, they have the Hep B vaccine first. Will you cut that out for middle schoolers? Always on it, always on the ball with them. The difference is when I was raising my children, parents' rights were eroding, but they still existed. Parents still had the right to say no, to speak up and speak out and speak against sometimes their own child's wishes for things. And it wasn't criminal. It wasn't, the collective, the group, the colony, the collective, the commune wasn't going to try to shame you for, you're going to hurt your child's feelings. Forget your child's feelings. Your responsibility to your children is not the approval of the group. Yes, I know we've all heard that sing song, it takes a village to raise a child. That does not, in my opinion, give the village the opportunity to be an idiot and speak up and speak out and speak against what is necessary for the child in the mind of the parent. It doesn't have to be something that's popular. It doesn't have to be something that the whole group is like, well, our kids are doing it. Well, to your kids, I'm not raising my kids that way. In fact, for 10 years, I fought long and hard against that, having to, well, our kids are outside playing in the dark at 10 o'clock at night in the summer. Why don't you let your kids out? Because they're children. They don't need to be a bunch of hoodlums running around thinking that they can cause havoc under cover of darkness and that they're not going to get in trouble for it. I don't know what these other kids were doing. My kids never got a chance to find out either. There were boundaries, there were rules, and the most important thing that my kids had in their life, and that I had in my life, although the quality varies from generation to generation, there is a father in the home. Father's Day is coming up, and now more than ever, every household with children needs a father or father figure that is stable, meaning that children can rely on his presence. And the father is a man with a penis and a set of testicles. That's the way it is. Father, we sprouted from testicles, okay? That's where our origins are from. We met with the egg, did a little lap dance, and created an zygote, and here we are. But that's the way it is. It really and truly is. For a second there was a little glitch. If you saw the look on my face, thought there was a glitch, and I thought I was taken down. Is the neck of the family, the neck of the house, and she can turn the head in any direction that she wants. You have to have, like, in a company flow chart, you have the father as the head of the household. You have the mother, who is like a governor. Like when the governor's away, there's a person who acts on their behalf. So you have the father, head of the household. You have the mother, who is the neck. And then you have the children, who are the heart and soul. If you do not have the father, you have to have the father in the household. Granted, there are some instances where children are much better off because, again, quality of fathers is declining because men are having their figurative testicles cut off. They're being shamed. No. If you've ever listened to my audio version of Just My Opinion, it's a podcast version, I have an episode called Let Me Make You a Man, talking about how the reason that there's so many men who don't know how to be men anymore is because they don't have a man to show them how. We've kicked men out of the home. We've shamed men. And you know what? I put the burden of raising a man not just on the father, but on the mother as well, because the son spends most time with the mother. And it is up to a woman to show a young boy how to treat a woman, how to treat a wife, how to interact with his feminine side, but still maintain a pair. And yes, there are a lot of strong men who have been raised by strong women. And if it weren't for those strong women, they wouldn't be the great men they are today. How much easier would the job have been if there was a father in the household to share that with her, to give her a place of comfort so she can rest her head against his heart. And then he can take charge. He can get off his butt, put down that newspaper, turn off the television, take the kids outside for a walk so the mother doesn't melt down and put arsenic in the stew. A man is what a woman needs to have a home. If you don't have, and just my opinion, if you don't have a man, you don't have a woman to raising children, a masculine authority, a feminine authority. See how I didn't just drop down. I didn't go masculine, feminine. I said masculine, feminine, because they're partners. If you don't have that partnership, that commitment to each other, then that is not the example that your children are getting. You need a father in the household. And again, quality changes from generation to generation, mostly based on the father figure that the son was raised by. It's almost like there's an idiocracy of masculinity. And masculinity is being shown as being toxic. Oh, a man can't beat his chest and, go out and hunt and eat meat and have a drippy, oozy hamburger. Oh no, he's got to wear flowery things and get in touch with his feelings. There's nothing wrong with that either. But cutting off your penis to spite your sex does not make a strong household, does not even make you the head of anything. You have to be the one, as men, you have to be the one to absorb the slings and arrows of the world, to protect your wife so she can be at peace with her children when they're driving her absolutely nuts. He needs to be that shelter in the storm of things for her, to hold her close and hold her tightly with your big, strong, masculine, hairy arms. Sometimes sweaty too. Sweaty's nice. Parenting, there's a balance. And a dad doesn't do half and a mom doesn't do half. Some days the mom does like 99% and the father is off, making her money. The wife, I really wish women could stay home and take care of kids, because deep down, we actually had it pretty good when we could kick the man out of the house. And deep down, somewhere inside of our brain, we're thinking, go make our money, ho. We're going to stay home and play with the kids. Seriously. Can you imagine our great-great-grandmothers thinking that? It's like, yeah, don't come home without your paycheck. Yeah, I'm going to be counting it too. Men provide for us the things that we don't have time to deal with. We need men, and we need a man. We need a father figure for children so they can find that balance within themselves. They can activate that balance within themselves. That they can say, okay, well, when I become an adult, I have fully matured to 65% masculine, 35% feminine or softer side. And this can be for a boy or a girl. But you need that choice. You need that nuclear family that is at risk of extinction. Yes, there are, communities, there are tribal communities that are much stronger in numbers. But when it comes down to raising your own kids, they're your own kids. Parents have all the responsibility in this world, in this strange world, and yet they're given none of the rights to say, no, I don't want my child to do that. No, I don't want my child to have access to that. They don't have the right to say, get up off your butt, go stand in the corner, 5 minutes, I'll let you know when your time's up, then you're going to come out and apologize. Parents need to be parents, and in order to be a parent, you need a strong masculine figure in the home. However your family is structured, that's up to you. I'm not going into your home. I don't want to know about your home. I don't want to know about your politics. Because it's not about what you need. It's about what your children need. Your children need parents that will do for them, and not parents who do because the parents want to be high-fived or liked in the community. That's an abdication of responsibility, which Like I said in the beginning, parents have an overabundance of the responsibility, but we need to get our rights back. We need to put our foot down and say, this is my child. I am going to do what is best for my child. And these services that you offer, well, thank you very much. I'll use them if I need them. And then get on with life. Because otherwise, this abdication of parental, the fight has gone out of us. The fight has gone out of us to fight for our children, and we need to get that back. Come hell or high water, it's not about us. When you have a child, your life is done, in my opinion. Every breath you take is now for this person you have brought into the world to raise up, to protect, to strengthen, to armor with knowledge and kindness and fierceness to face the world straight on. Because if you don't, you will have destroyed a perfect being born out of the universe. And the universe is very unforgiving when you mess up like that. If you would like to comment on this or any of my live videos, hit me up at just.my.opinion.podcast2020@gmail.com. The description of this channel has my Cash App information. If you would like to support this channel or my audio podcast, it's the same place, Cash App ID, and I will keep you guys updated on when I get my studio situated, because this is not my studio. The quality here is horrible. And once this situation resolves itself, I'll give you an update of what's been happening. Until then, God bless. I love you. Love yourselves. Love your children. And hold close, near and dear, first of all, the deity, the God, the religion that you cleave to. Hold it close, because it's the only thing keeping us safe in this world. Don't let it become a shroud, a death shroud. Make it your armor to stand against the slings, the arrows, and the storms that are coming real soon.